Okay, very excited to be here. I'm very nervous, but I think we're gonna have a nice night. I'm gonna play for my first song, a song that I wrote last year or the year before or so, and it's live now. It's called How to Touch a Lady.
Soft skin for you. Work hard like new. You never come through like it's the only thing you wanna do. So tired of being lonely. After all your hands, well, they don't help me. You don't know how to touch a lady, to make her jump, make her crazy, and make her feel like she knows your heart is hers alone. You don't know how to touch a lady. Touch, 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 touch a lady. Why do I try to dig deeper in your life, to make you that guy, when you don't make me feel alive? So tired of being lonely. After all your love, well, it don't help me. You don't know how to touch a lady, to make her jump, make her crazy, and make her feel like she knows your heart is hers alone. You don't know how to touch a lady. I fell for this. You checked boxes. Was I just falling for the feeling, feeling, feeling? You made me numb. I am not the problem. You don't touch anyone and make her feel like she knows your heart is hers alone. You don't know how to touch a lady. You don't know how to touch a lady, to make her jump, and make her crazy, and make her feel like she knows your heart is hers alone. You don't know how to touch a lady. Touch, 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 touch a lady. Touch a lady.
All right. The next one I'm gonna do is about an old relationship, which I feel like we can all relate to. Sort of like about being stuck in like that time of your life, and kind of deciding whether or not you want that to it to stay that way, or you need to move on, or if he or she needs to move on, and sort of about that. But it's called Lovers in a Past Life.
When we first met, we were head over heels and rocking all of the feels, and we were stupid and young. He gave me his jacket with his name on the arm, and baby, I put it on, so when his favorite song came on, he'd peel it off so slow. And he left me so fast, but to stay I never asked. Now it's all in the lovers in a past life. Lovers in a past life. Lovers in a past. We were getting in late, and he was begging to stay because he said it was fate. But I was restless and done. And now go ahead. I told him I could never wait, and he's trying to change. But baby, everybody knows that kind of shit is so hard. And I left him so fast, and he tried to get me back. Now it's all in the past. We're lovers in a past life. 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 Lovers in a past. And we pushed so far, and we left a mark. 'Cause we feel it now in a different space and time. And when things got hard, we lost the spark. We left it all behind. And now it's over so fast. Never tried to get them back. Now it's all in the past. We're lovers in a past life. 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 Lovers in a past. If we move fast, can we go back? Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Can we jump back if we want that? Well, I don't know. I don't think so. If we jump back if we want that? Well, I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a fun one too. I could do this all night. This is so much fun, guys. Thank you for having me. Okay, I'm gonna play my new song. I'm so excited. This is a little bit of a story, and I really feel like I can't play it without telling it because it's a weird song. It's got a weird title. So I'll just do it quickly. I started watching True Blood. It's kind of embarrassing, but like I'm always behind the curve. When it was popular, I did not watch it. I just caught up and like entered the real world and watched an episode. And it's just like an interesting story, and I was inspired. So it's really like about the two main characters. He's obviously a vampire, and she is like, I'm not going to give anything away, but she's weird, and she can hear people's thoughts. And she really likes him because she can't hear his thoughts because he's dead. So the song's like kind of about that. And then I was, the song's called Batshit, which is really weird, I know. But I wrote the song, I wrote the chorus, and that word was in my head just because, like, I don't know. I was at a bachelorette the past weekend. You know how all the bachelorettes are using that? Like, let's go batshit crazy. It's like this big thing. Haha. Yes. So the word was in my head, and really, like, this whole song's just, that's why. Okay. Not a very long story, but I feel like it needs to be set up because it's so weird. Sure. And I say that word a lot. Yes. Okay. All right. Here goes.
I can't be sure how far it goes. All I know is what you feel. I know. Holy Ghost and demons here. They haunt my head, except when you're near. Now he's gonna save me from this world. Cover me in black, dress me up in pearls. I wanna live forever with you, even if it means we're gonna do the best. shit that you do. I wanna do bad shit with you, bad shit for you. Well, baby, if it means that I'm bad shit too. Bells in the church, they stopped ringing. People in this town, they start talking when we walk by. Typical love was never my thing. Only at night I can see your face, and in the day I can't concentrate. Now who is gonna save me from myself? The noise is so loud and it won't die down. You make me feel so quiet and still, like dark is the night. That shit is you. I wanna do bad shit with you, bad shit for you. Well, baby, if it means that I'm bad shit too. It keeps me awake, I can't stay away. I sleep in the daylight. You pull me in, they say it's a sin to live 100 lifetimes. I can't keep from falling for you. I know I'm crazy, but you are bad shit too. Who is gonna save me from myself? The noise is so loud and it won't die down. You make me feel so quiet and still, like dark is the night. Bad shit is you. I wanna do bad shit with you, bad shit for you. Well, baby, if it means that I'm bad shit too. I can't keep from falling for you. I can't keep from falling for you. I can't keep from falling for you. I can't keep from falling for you.
Thank you. That was really fun.
That was great.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
I'm really excited about that song.
It sounds phenomenal.
Thanks.
Cool.
All right, this one's gonna be a little trickier. Good to go?
Yep.
Soft skin, long hair, tell me I'm pretty, say it's unfair. Touch my lips with your lips, tell the truth, does it fit? How can I get to know you a little bit better? How can I get to know you? Do I want forever? Long night, liquid, first kiss, original music. Don't think too much about it. How can you get to know me a little bit better? How can you get to know me, and do I let her? Can I show you crazy yet? Show you all the ways that I'm hard to forget. Dancing in the rain, lips are red. Is it too early to show you all my crazy yet? Don't break our eyes. Are you so scared to find out why? Can I be myself if I try? How can you get to know me a little bit better? How can I let you in if I don't let her? Can I show you crazy yet? I show you all the ways that I'm hard to forget. Dancing in the rain, lips are red. Is it too early to show you all my crazy yet? Hands around my waist at the bar. Too much alcohol. What the hell is it called? When you haven't seen the crazy parts. Gambling 10 large one's fault. Better broke than scarred. Crazy is an underrated art. Well, how can you get to know me a little bit better? Can I show you crazy yet? Well, I'll show you all the ways that I'm hard to forget. Dancing in the rain, lips are red. Is it too early to show you all my crazy yet? Hands around my waist at the bar. Too much alcohol, or what the hell is it called when you haven't seen the crazy parts? Gambling 10 large, no one's fault. Better broke than scarred. Crazy is an underrated art. Well, how can you get to know me a little bit better?
Thank you. Thanks. Feels good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sweet. So,
Cool.
another episode of Homeward Sounds. Kathleen Galgano. Galgano?
Galgano. Whichever.
Yeah. It was
They both
great to
work.
have you on. It was
Thank
a great
you.
set. Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
the songs. We had some luck with the harmonizer pedal, some not so luck, but it sounded awesome too.
Thank you.
I guess start out where you coming from? Where you from?
Sure. I am from Long Island. Actually, I think we all grew up in the same hometown. So GC all the way.
Nice.
But
Garden
yeah.
City.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Nice. So I was reading a bit about, I can't remember where I was reading it, Spotify or what have you, some bio of yours about how like you came into music through singing in church or something like that, or like singing with the girls choir.
Yes. I sang with the girls' choir from like third grade up into, senior in high school, graduated, came back and sung like every holiday with them. It was like,
Awesome.
yeah, I think it just like, it taught me how to sing classically, which was so helpful. And I was doing piano lessons at the same time. So it just
Cool.
gave me that classical background that I so needed. And also taught me that I love singing. Like I just
Yeah.
love it so much, whatever it is. Like,
So did singing precede piano for you, or was it vice versa, or did it sort of happen at the same time?
it was singing. Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like I always say like I learned instruments to play over my singing. Like
Huh.
I'm a singer.
It's funny how we do that like out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you pick up piano or whatever, would have you guitar, just because like, all right, I gotta do something over the singing.
Yeah, well, I've also always been like a performer too. So I'm singing, I'm performing. I'm like, I can't just go out and like sing to people in a bar or like that's not gonna be a good look for me. So I
Just
need
singing
something.
in like a cappella to everybody. Be a interesting
They'd like
take.
throw things at me. I think they'd absolutely hate that.
I think I'd probably enjoy it if you
Thank
found me
you.
in a bar, just start singing to me. That'd be great.
Noted.
So I feel like it must have also taught you a bit about like singing in a group. It's interesting to think about people, in their journey singing. I think it's very different, like people starting out in their bedroom by themselves or what have you, as opposed to singing in like a large group. Do you feel like that had that kind of effect on you, where like you sort of felt more like a part of a bigger whole?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I think like a love of harmonization, like other voices. I remember the first practice that I went to, there were all these older girls and, they were singing all together and it was like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, and I'd been singing all my life up until then. And I was like, this is so much better than anything I could have possibly imagined.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
And it's cooler. It's cool. Like, some of the parts, or rather the whole, is more than the one sort of thing. Like to be able to see that harmony in real time and like see what many people can create. It's
it's emotional too. Like I think sometimes when like we'd go up, or like there'd be a minor anything like to draw out emotion. I'd get like choked up because I thought it was so nice. Like I love harmonies, and I certainly love multiple voices together.
very cool. I know. I think I read also like you speaking about how like through your music, how like you find music so evocative and emotional, and like you hope to sort of give that with your own music.
Yeah, I think like I write music to try to, express myself for sure, but also like what is music if it's not connecting us, So
Yeah.
I constantly
cool.
write about people that I know and experiences that they have too, and I hope that that connects me to them and a bunch of other people that have had those experiences. So
Cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. So as I was checking out all your stuff, and I've known, like you said, we grew up in the same town, although we didn't know each other back then, but I'd sort of come across you through like Topher, a friend of mine, or slash bandmate. It's always Pave and Co. But I think I'd come across you through Topher initially, and like I'd been listening to your stuff over the course of the past few years, which is interesting now. Like felt like a long time coming. I was like, oh yeah, definitely got to have her on. I've loved your music that's on Spotify. So a lot of it, the early stuff anyway, was like ukulele based, which I thought was very, very cool. So how did that sort of transpire? Like you start out singing, then piano. How did like the ukulele come into the mix?
Well, I was in a forced triple in college, and I had
What is that?
3 people in a room that should hold 2. Like it's very tight, and so they're usually tiny rooms. It was just like a tough situation for 3 girls experiencing college and being packed in a little room. A lot of people go through.
Oh, this is your dorm room we're talking about.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Okay,
in my dorm
I thought we were talking like a musical term. I was like,
no,
3
forced
girls
triple.
singing.
Which I feel like could be a musical.
Okay.
It probably is. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Definitely thought it was. Okay, gotcha.
In
So
my
3
dorm
people in
room,
your dorm. Gotcha.
I was shoved into a bedroom with 2 other women, and that was hard. And I was playing piano at the time and singing. And I just like needed something portable that I could play when I got home from classes, or I couldn't find a piano, couldn't fit a piano obviously in there.
Right.
So I think I literally Googled like small stringed instruments, and I was between a ukulele and a mandolin.
Nice.
My brother plays mandolin, and it's just like
awesome.
such a cool instrument.
So did you find yourself picking up your brothers through this journey at all? Like just like, trying it out or anything like that?
Yeah. I tried to play a little bit in high school because they were all around my house because they do play. And
that's so cool.
But I was like, this is hard. Like, I don't know. I just didn't give it like enough time.
Sure. It also seems a little bit more niche. Like it's awesome, don't get me wrong. But it seems like in a way the ukulele would seem like if you're a songwriter, it would seem a little bit more of a natural fit. Mm-hmm. I don't know, a ukulele as opposed to mandolin.
I mean, I think the ukulele, it was definitely the right choice. The mandolin, I loved the sound of it, but I tried it, and it didn't work out. So I was like, this seems easy. And I looked up a couple chords and like 1 finger, 1 string. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. Like this is the one for me. So I ordered it, and I learned how to play it in a couple days because the chords are so simple. Ukulele is like the very easy instrument. It's amazing.
For anybody who's learning to or wants to learn an instrument, never too late. Pick up a uke.
100%. And I started writing like instantly, and then I actually started performing like that year too with it.
Very cool.
Just like it was very quick.
So when I think of ukulele, I definitely think like lighter sound, prettier, maybe folkier, which like your songs, the early ones have those things, but they also are so much more like dynamic than that. So like when you first started writing on ukulele, would you say, well, I guess like when I hear the songs that you had put out with the ukulele, it's like a great blend of those things I mentioned, but also like this modern, like poppy, huge, like almost electronic production that meet each other in a way I haven't heard before, which is so cool. But would you say like when you started writing, how long into the path did sort of like that production aspect come in and like make your sound what it was then released to be?
I don't know. I mean, I think that I always I was writing a lot of like darker music. I think it's kind of easy to write about like sad things, So I was writing stuff like that, and I loved the mixture of like the dark lyrics and sad lyrics and really bright poppy guitar. Like it was just such a fun thing for me. And even like to this day, I'll break my ukulele out at gigs and people will be like, "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," or like the most ukulele songs, and they're all so happy and like cute. And then I'll play like some sad song and they're like, what,
Yeah, I want to hear some Ain't No Sunshine on a ukulele.
Exactly.
Bust that out for next week.
Yeah. We're getting real dark here. So I always loved that. And I think, I definitely love pop music. Like I love a lot of genres, but I saw myself in the pop space. And so then when it came to the production, if it was a dark song, I wanted to be popular. So I wanted all of the elements, all of the layers, all of the harmonies. So I think that's sort of it happened. I started working with a producer. She's amazing. Brooke, I think her last name is Vitizi, like how you pronounce it. But she's out on Long Island. She's so great.
Cool.
And she really helped me like learn the basics of production too and how to work with a producer. And I think we both shared that vision. So it came together really well.
So at the time, were your songs a bit more, I mean, I guess they were probably a bit more stripped down, but like conceptually in your head even, when you met up with Brooke, did they really like take on a new life at that point?
Yeah, I mean, something I had never experienced was like thinking outside of the actual song, thinking outside of like the lyrics and the melody and what I had already put together. It's like, what could this be, you know? And I think you have to like train your brain to think like that. If that doesn't come naturally, I think it takes a lot.
Sure.
So it's still like I still struggle with it. I think it took me a lot to think about, okay, like I want it to sound like this. I want the beat to be this way. I want like all of these other tones. I want this instrument. Like she definitely helped me get there, I think.
Right. I think putting on that cap and like looking at things through that lens really is like a moment that illuminates a lot. Like when you grow up listening to music, if you're not a musician, like I grew up not a musician from like a very early age, but always loved music. And then when I made the turn anyway, it's like I started looking at music in a different light, in the sense of like focusing on, the relationship between like different instruments and like what came in at different points and what like served to evoke different emotions in me, like as a listener, which is pretty cool. So like to hear that you got together with the producer and that happened, it makes a lot of sense.
I think like I was always very focused on lyrics, so I feel like I missed a lot of the production elements that went into songs. It was always about the lyrics for me. So I feel like looking beyond lyrics into production is, again, not something that like I was doing. Like it sounds like you were. Like I had to definitely work on that.
Huh. Yeah, I feel like I was the opposite. I think I was always drawn to like the music, and lyrics like came a little bit harder to me. I was mostly like thinking in terms of just like melodies and stuff like that. Cool. So when you're songwriting, do you start with lyrics then?
It depends. I write all different ways. I'll start with like a quick melody, and then I'll write a verse, usually verse first, and then I'll just like write a song. Those are the quickest songs. Like I'll write them in a couple minutes, but like I write lyrics a lot. On the train or wherever I am, I'm always writing lyrics. Right. That's harder, I feel like, to write like that. Like it's harder for me to put melodies on top, but I do that. And then there's only been one song ever where I like woke up singing it and then I called up my producer and like we did it together. Here. Yeah, but like we basically, I don't know, like I had the verse, I had the chorus, I had all of the melodies, but I had no instruments. I've never written that way.
Interesting.
It's how Lovers in a Past Life also.
Oh, nice. But, which also just speaks to keeping an open mind and trying to like break patterns. I mean, that time it didn't seem like you deliberately tried to break a pattern. It sort of just happened, it seems like. Mm-hmm. But it is an interesting thing, and to like try to switch it up. I've been like talking to people also, just like songwriters, about breaking patterns. Like if you're writing a certain way, shake things up, do it a different way. Just like keep it sort of new and fresh for yourself.
I'm literally working on that right now. Like I think, I've always written alone. I'm starting to write with a lot of other writers, and it's so cool. Like learning about how they write, trying to change how you write is really interesting. Right. And I've been working on it, and it's really hard, but like really good stuff comes out of it.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
People say like the beginner's mind, like you approach something with that level of like openness and like willingness to learn, so to speak, and like humility. Mm-hmm. And it just opens you up to so much. But definitely like writing with yourself and then incorporating another person into that and trying to work, both personalities and perspectives in is such, it's such a gigantic experience, and like so much can come from it. Very cool.
Yeah, you find yourself like gravitating towards similar melodies, or like I throw in the same like lyrics sometimes in various songs, and finding someone be like, use this word instead, and I would have brought that to the table.
And also like so were you writing songs before you mind the airplane? Were you writing songs before you got to the ukulele? Because I was gonna say like, even as far as instruments go, like, I'm predominantly a guitar player, but then hopping on another instrument, even though I'm not good at it, like banging out some stuff on the piano, even though they're so simple, it opens up so many different avenues. So like, did you find that when you went to the ukulele, or did you just start writing when you went to the ukulele?
No, I was writing in high school. I don't even know if you can call it writing. Like it's buried in a book somewhere, and it should stay that way forever. But they were songs. Like they were, I was writing. They're really ridiculous. But I don't know. With the ukulele, like, it just exploded. I don't
Yeah.
really know why. I think I learned four chords immediately when I got it, and I was writing a million four-chord songs. Like,
Yeah.
it just happened so quickly like that.
Yeah, you can write a ton of songs with 4 chords.
Yes, you
That's very
can.
true.
I think like it was just so much simpler than piano. You know, like piano kind of stressed me out a little bit because there's
Sure.
and then there's like all the classical stuff kind of clogging it, and
Uh-huh.
you know all of these things you can be doing, and they're like people are so amazing. It just overwhelmed me a little bit.
Yeah.
And ukulele was such like a quick, cute,
Yeah.
easy. You know.
Plus, you know, you got there and like you only knew the 4 chords, so there was
Mm-hmm.
like some freedom in the limitation. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like by limiting yourself, it almost like relieves you of that anxiety and stress of like, you know, there's so much to do here.
Yeah, and not to mention my focus wasn't the instrument; it was the lyrics. You know,
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
that's
very
what I
true.
wanted to get out immediately.
So do you like? So you say you focus on the lyrics. Do you, in your own songwriting, that is, do you also find that you look at like other music that way? Do you focus more on the lyrics when you're like consuming other people's music?
100%, almost always. Like I have a couple songs that I don't love the lyrics, and I still listen to. Like that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
difficult thing for me because I
Like,
have
oh,
to.
it
Yeah,
kills
like
me.
I cringe when I hear it. Yeah, or like if I'm singing, like I'll sing that one part, and I'll be like, oh, like it's lyrics 100.
Yeah,
100%.
maybe you just gotta rewrite the lyrics to that very
Seriously,
song.
sing something different and
Yeah,
sing it louder.
please,
Like,
exactly. Write them some
no,
fan
that's
mail.
so insulting. Like, I'm not a good
I
enough
want you to do it
musician
this way. So what about like I'd love to hear some of your influences in terms like your sound or lyrics or what have you.
I struggle with this one. I don't know. I feel like I name the people that people tell me that I sound like, you know, and I don't know if that's the way to. I don't think that's the way to do it. Like, and that would be, you know, I love Ingrid Michaelson. I always
Right.
have.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
it
definitely hear
would
some of
be
that too.
a huge compliment. People saying that I sound like her, but so she's an influence, I think, and I hope I sound like her. People say Colby Calais. She's good. I don't see that one. She's a bit beachy. My influences though, like in writing, they fall all over this, like the map. I love almost every decade except really 80s, which I'm trying to get into recently. But I mean, I listen to classic rock and I love it. And I listen to really, really pop and I love that, you know.
Right.
I think on the production side, people like, you know, Halsey or like Dua Lipa stuff is really obviously heavily pop.
Sure.
I love the Billie Eilish for her vocals. They're so like obviously so powerful and so raw. Like I do love all of that. And I think that's where the production influence comes from.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the production on your songs is incredible. Shout out to your producers.
Thank
you.
you.
Each and all of them. Excuse me. But that is something about pop music. I think at times, like the vibe, they sacrifice some of the lyrics for the overall sound. You know, as we all know, like pop songs sometimes the lyrics are like, oh come on, really?
Yeah.
Which is why like listening to your songs has been refreshing lately because the lyrics are deep and like, you know, emotive and all of these things that aren't just super like surface level.
Thank you.
Which is great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like almost completely what I'm aiming at. Like
Very cool.
popular with some depth. Yeah.
So, you know, we all like as creatives have like different lives, you know, like different lives within one life. So like you have gone from like ukulele, your recent songs don't really have much ukulele. Are you sort of moving away from that?
Yeah, I mean, I think like my voice is on the higher side too. So like the soprano ukulele, I used to listen to videos of myself and it was just like, I don't know, like a little scratching. I was like, this is too high, you know? So I actually started buying, like I bought a concerto, whatever, ukulele. And then I bought a baritone uke, which is now my
nice.
favorite instrument. So it's
Really?
like the fun ukulele vibes, but it's a little bit deeper.
Right.
But I think that in itself, and also just me wanting to like do gigs and perform, and my brother was doing it, and I was like, I want to do that. Set up at a bar and play for
Yeah.
a couple hours, and I just
Yeah.
there are limitations to ukulele,
Sure.
and I didn't think that was doable. So I was
So when you play at bars or like when you play gigs or whatever, are you moving like, so what do you play when you go out or you just sing?
I wish. I'm just kidding. I don't just sing. I swear. Come out, see my gigs. You won't just see me singing. I play guitar when I play live.
Okay, cool.
I should probably switch back and forth, and I always say that I'm going to from like my uke, and I will one day. I don't know. I get kind of lazy.
Yeah, that's do we all. I think it is a very cool and creative and different thing, the ukulele. Like whenever the few times I've seeing somebody whip it out, it is like, oh, that's a nice little change. Especially what you do with it is definitely not like just somewhere over the rainbow.
Cool, thank you. I was gonna play
Yeah.
only ukulele tonight, so I'll have to do that next
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Right.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, it's been a joy, been a lot of fun having you. Is there any thing you want to say? Like, where can people find your stuff? Any projects people should like look out for, or anything like that?
Yeah, so my full name is Kathleen Galgano, but recently I've been putting out all my stuff under KATH, KATH.
We'll link somewhere.
Yes, there are a million Kaths apparently out there making music, so all of my stuff is really like the real KATH, you know, so Instagram.
Okay,
is
the
like
real KATH.
The real .kath, and
Okay.
actually it's funny, people are now like, the real KATH, and I'm like, that is not, that's really
Well,
not
the
what I
real
was trying to
KATH,
go
please
for.
stand up.
Yeah, oh my God.
That's good.
Yeah, so and yeah, I'm playing a show. I don't know when we're gonna put this out, but I'm playing a show at Mercury Lounge in July
Cool.
26th.
Gotta rush to get it out for sure. That's fun. That's fun. Any other like, what do you any goals in terms of like what you want to do musically? Anything that people might not expect that like you have on your bucket list of your musical career?
Well, I had on my bucket list playing So Far, and I just
nice.
got my first So Far gig, so I'm pumped about that.
Very cool. Congrats.
Thank you. And also now on my bucket list is I'm trying to do some stuff with like Sync, so I'm up for
right on.
a commercial, and I'm up for a TV show right
Nice.
now with one of my songs. So
Very cool.
Fingers crossed. and
Nice.
that's a cool
Yeah, for
avenue.
sure. We'll keep people posted. Hopefully we'll see a song or hear it rather
Thanks.
in TV or a commercial or something.
Thank you.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming. Homeward Sounds, KATH Galgano, the real KATH, not to be confused with the fake ones.
No, thank you for having me. This
Absolutely.
was so much fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you.